Electric cars were always around, but they didn't really have an appeal to the masses. I mean, who wants a car that can drive only 80 miles and takes 24 hours to charge? This is what made electric cars fundamentally worthless. However, in 2012, Tesla released the Model S. And this was a car that could go far. I mean, like 200 miles on a single charge. It looked sleek and charged in under 30 minutes. So today, let's take a look at what made the Tesla Model S special and how this changed all electric cars. For starters, let's take a look at how Tesla's managed to go so far, because 200 miles is way over whatever the competition is offering. So if we reduce the Model S to its simplest form, which is an electric motor, there are only two ways to maximize the number of rotations out of an electric motor. One is to increase the battery size. Two is to increase the efficiency. So increasing the battery size is pretty straightforward. Tesla isn't using like super efficient, totally unseen type of batteries that has a really high energy density. Rather, they just increase the volume of the battery. Next, the efficiency. Motor efficiency is actually dependent on the load. Now, obviously it fluctuates a little bit from motor to motor, but on average, a motor will reach peak efficiency at around 75% of its maximum load. However, anywhere from 50 to 90-ish% is around a level a motor should be running at. Below 50%, a motor becomes very inefficient. By the way, you can check out all of our sources for this video down in the description. So once you have around the mass of the car, then Tesla puts in a corresponding motor with that maximum load. Another way to increase efficiency is with a gearbox. Generally, gearboxes are used on more combustion engines because engines have a really low torque to RPM ratio. So the gearboxes are meant to generate more torque. Also, an engine is really only efficient in a small band of RPMs. That is why you have 5 or 6 speed transmissions on cars these days. On the Tesla Model S, however, there is no gearbox. The Tesla Roadster, for example, has only one gear. This is because the electric motors, especially induction motors, have very high amounts of torque. Now, Tesla claims that it has instant torque for marketing, but in reality, it actually takes a few hundred milliseconds to build up the torque. Only brushed DC motors have a theoretical instant torque, but they have a lot of drawbacks, especially for long-term use, which is exactly what you're talking about with a car that costs, say, $60,000. Now, whatever the case may be, torque is generated much faster in electric motors than in engines. But let's get back to the original question. The main thing we talked about that Tesla did to increase distance was to increase the battery size. So how big is the Tesla Model S battery? Well, it packs in 60 kilowatt hours. For comparison, the Nissan Leaf, a car with a rather similar goal in mind, packs in 24 kilowatt hours in its base model. Granted, the Nissan Leaf is many thousands of dollars cheaper though. Naturally, the next question is, how do they manage to fit in a battery that's that big? Well, the old method of making an electric car was to make a car, but put a battery where the gas tank would go and a motor where the engine was. Sneak peek, Tesla didn't do that. Instead, what Tesla did was absolutely genius. They said, don't make a car with a battery, make the car the battery. So they made the entire bottom frame of the car the battery. This is essentially what they did because they didn't have time for specifics. So take a look at the Nissan Leaf's battery. Now take a look at the Tesla Model S battery. See how much smarter it is? This is probably the most revolutionary thing about the Tesla Model S. Now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to the charging. I know I keep bringing up the Nissan Leaf and it really isn't fair to it, but whatever. The Nissan Leaf takes 21 to 26 hours to charge on a standard outlet. The Tesla takes 63 to 96 hours to charge on a standard US outlet. Now this makes sense because the voltage and the current from the wall is the same in both cases, but the battery is almost 3 times bigger in the Tesla's case. Now I told you that Teslas can charge in 30 minutes. That's if you use the Tesla supercharger station. The easiest way to think about these stations is like a gas station, but instead of gas, they have super-powered outlets. In the US, the standard outlet operates at 110 to about 120 volts. The Tesla power station operates at 480 volts to charge your car really fast. In 20 minutes, you can get a 50% charge or a full charge in 75 minutes. This means that basically for the first time in electric car history, charging isn't a huge pain. You can be in and out in 20 minutes, which isn't that bad at all. Now, you can look up for yourself how many Tesla power stations there are right now because they're constantly adding new ones. As of right now, though, when I'm making this video, there are about 705 stations globally. Now, I know a lot of technology went into the Tesla that I certainly didn't talk about. I just picked some of the most revolutionary things that I thought Tesla did. So, overall, though, Tesla bring a promising electric vehicle. It can go really far and charge really fast, which makes it actually a viable option. And it can do all this because of a really interesting design that we took a look at today. Please like this video if you liked it and subscribe to see more like this. My name is Akil Mohideen, and I will catch you guys later.